Manipulation is a very strong word. It has a lot of weight and heft to it, and rightfully so. Manipulation is a very serious thing, and it's around us more than you may think. It's even possible that you are affected by and participating in it more than you think. Now, there's a chance you are saying or thinking right now, me participate in manipulation? Nah, that's impossible. I'm not that kind of person. That's not me. I don't manipulate. To which I say, I thought the same thing. That might sound extra crazy because depending on when this video comes out, I may have already made a video talking about being an empath and how that's something I identify with and how that actually sucks ass. But it is 100% true. I do identify as somebody who is highly empathetic, caring, passionate, and loving person. So you can imagine my surprise coming to terms with the fact that I may be a manipulator. These two things seem to oppose themselves, I know, but I promise you they can both be true. And this manipulation could have manifested in many, many ways. But for me specifically, and probably a lot of people out there who would say they're highly empathetic, nice individuals, it comes down to one thing in particular, and that is people pleasing. I am sure we all know what a people pleaser is, but standard operating practices states that we define it in case there are some people that are unfamiliar. Now, I am very against AI as we come to know it, especially in the creative space as a creative person. However, the AI overview says that a people pleaser is someone who consistently prioritizes the need and desires of others over their own, often to their own detriment. They tend to go out of their way to avoid conflict, seek approval, and ensure the happiness of those around them, sometimes at the expense of their own well being. This behavior can stem from a fear of rejection, a need for validation, or a desire to maintain relationships. And I hear you. I hear you. Again, interrupting me. Crazy. Okay, maybe I am a people pleaser, but look at the definition. How can someone like this also be a manipulator? It doesn't make sense. And I'm going to get there, trust me. As a recovering people pleaser myself, I know this is a lot to take in. You have every right to feel how you feel, but you got to hear this. I debated on discussing how people pleasing might manifest in people, but I think we're going to save that for another video. For now, we're just going to assume and stick with you know that you are a people pleaser, right? Looking at that definition of a people pleaser, it seems like that is the ultimate empath, right? Good to a fault. But I want us to think about it another way. What is really happening when you people please? What is actually going on in that scenario? Let's look at the definition again. Yes, you are prioritizing the need and desires of others and often to your detriment. But why? For validation, to avoid rejection, and to maintain relationships. Well intentioned or not, you can see that the goal of people pleasing is to achieve a certain goal. That goal being, as we stated earlier, to avoid rejection, to receive validation, and to maintain relationships. So you are doing a thing to make sure you get the desired outcome that you want. In other words, you are manipulating the situation. If you did not have the fear of rejection, if you were not seeking validation, the situation would have gone differently if you had not people pleased. You manipulated the situation so that you could maintain the relationship, avoid rejection, etc., etc. Does that make sense? All right, let's take a breather because you are either one, having a crisis because you're learning some shit about yourself that you just didn't know but need to hear, or two, you are completely in denial. Both are completely legitimate and understandable reactions. How you're feeling right now is valid. Take that breather because I do have a lot more to say. Remember, this is coming from a place of love and care. I genuinely want the best for you. And also remember, I'm in this with you, right? I'm also talking to and about myself. It can be wild to think about, but prioritizing everyone else's needs and desires over your own all the time, even if your intentions are well and good, is disingenuous. People pleasing is inherently inauthentic. It's disingenuous to you because you're ignoring your own feelings and emotions, which is obviously very, very bad. And it's disingenuous to the other party because that person doesn't have as much agency as they would in the situation if you were being fully transparent with them. It's like asking a person to make a decision, but only giving that person enough information about the situation so that they answer in the way that you want them to answer. Actually, that's exactly it. That's exactly what you're doing. It's not like that. That is it. And it backfires on you more than you think. It's hard to be completely vulnerable with people and build really great, meaningful, long-lasting relationships if you're constantly subconsciously playing chess to get your desired outcomes in these relationships. You can feel like you aren't you all the time because you aren't being 100% honest with yourself and the people that you actually like and care about. You can feel like no one gets you. You can feel lonely. You can feel isolated. You can feel so many things can just come up from people pleasing. But it's not all bad. Remember that you're not a bad person for this. This is just something that manifested in your life for one reason or another. It's probably a survival mechanism. Um, and you just have to learn how to combat it and be aware of it. Being afraid is a normal reaction, like whether it's abandonment issues, whether it's self-esteem issues. A people pleaser ultimately is just scared to be rejected by these people in their life, scared to lose the relationships. And it takes a lot of time and trust to heal from something like this. Trust that your family and friends won't just up and leave you the minute you decide that I'm going to say what I actually mean. Trust in yourself that you deserve to be heard, to speak your mind, and deserve people that love you for who you are anyway. Who knows, maybe you'll stop people pleasing and everyone will just leave you. And if that happens, I would say that means they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. Or rather, they were friends of the people pleaser in you and they weren't friends of actual you. What y'all had wasn't that deep to begin with, and that's okay. So I challenge you. I challenge myself. Go and potentially lose an acquaintance, but gain that trust in yourself. If this video hits home for you, I'm sorry, but also I'm glad. This is a wild thing to discover about yourself, but it's better that you do now than later, right? Like now you're aware of it, now you can address it, now you can internalize it and take steps. I encourage you to send this to a fellow people pleaser or send this to somebody that you want to tell that you are a people pleaser. Send to a friend, send to a family, send to an acquaintance, send to whoever. But just get that conversation started. Ultimately, for yourself. That's all I got for this one. Yeah, finding out you're a people pleaser, then finding out being a people pleaser is actually being a manipulator is a crazy, 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 crazy thing to come to terms with. Ask me how I know. But also super liberating and super essential to you um, and your growth. So in that regard, this was a fun one to write. This was an easy one to write. I think I wrote this in maybe like an hour or two. Like it was flowing. You feel me? I'm just like saying my personal experience and this, that, and the third. And it was a fun one to record too because I just felt like I was ripping the band-aid off for a lot of people. And I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna do that for you. I'm gonna rip that band-aid off for you. You need to hear it. It's coming from love, as you know. Like I said, I'm gonna say it in a lot of videos. So it's coming from a place of love. But yeah, ripping that band-aid off, baby. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you stick around for more. And if you feel so inclined, I do invite you to like and subscribe. But either way, I do hope you stay, and I will see you on the next one. This is Paris. Paris has been going crazy in the background of this video. That, I'm just praying that none of it picks up. Like, oh my God. Just acting up.